So my journey with health and fitness started about 15 years ago when I got out of the military service. I served in the Navy for about 6 years, and I traveled for about a year around the world. And in New Zealand, I came across a guy who traveled on bikes, and he got to a point where he was about to leave and selling his bikes, and I said, all right, I'll buy it from you. And I was not fit at that time, and I traveled for about a month and a half in New Zealand on the mountains just with my bikes and camping along the way. And that experience alone was one of the most important experiences that I had with fitness and health and habits for a healthier lifestyle. So when I got back to Israel, started learning engineering and management. After a couple of semesters, it was clear that I am not the material to be an engineer, and I found my passion in fitness, in the fitness industry. Started to work as an instructor, personal trainer. I did all those things that you see at the gyms around here. And a couple of years ago, I looked back and I thought to myself, well, what is it that I'm doing differently, or people are doing differently, with the clients that actually get to their results that they're looking for as far as health, and those who don't? Because sometimes I was a personal trainer for someone, and he didn't really get to where he wanted to go to. And I did roughly the same thing. And I looked a little bit deeper into the wellness aspect of it, and into the habit and the lifestyle of those people, and how their lifestyle actually pushed them forward to get to their wellness and health goals that they set for themselves. And that brings me to the, and sleep. Wake up, all right. What is lifestyle? So, and that's what I'm presenting today about lifestyle and about the change of lifestyle. So lifestyle, according to the Webster Dictionary, the typical way of life of an individual, group, or culture. So if you look at the lifestyle, it consists of dozens and hundreds of habits throughout the day. How you wake up in the morning, where you live, your commute, where you work, everything consists, your lifestyle consists of everything that you do throughout the day. And changing the lifestyle asks to change a habit, asks to change something that you always do and it's natural for you to do. So when you started to look about lifestyle, let's go back. What I want you to do now is a small exercise. It's a silent movie. I want you to sit back and to think about yesterday. You woke up in the morning, and then what happened until you got to bed again. And it has to be a silent movie in your head, because if you let yourself talk, most of what you hear is excuses. Oh, I did this because I did that. I did this because a lot of excuses throughout the day of why you're not living the way you want to live. So take those 60 seconds, 45 seconds I'm going to give you, and it's going to be kind of awkward because it's going to be quiet, and people don't deal well in silence. But take those 45 seconds, and I want you to just run that silent movie in your head for yesterday, and see what are the things that you did that don't go hand in hand with a certain change that you want to see happening. So go ahead. You have 35 seconds to go. You probably lost track of that movie, but keep going. So 45 seconds can be a long time, you can notice, right? But the thing is, with that movie, there is a change that you want to create in your life, and sometimes we don't really go on and act on it. We don't really do the changes we're looking for, and we have, like I said, a bunch of excuses of how come we don't. Because life happens, and when life happens, it throws you off. It doesn't matter whether you want to change the way you eat, the way you work out, the way you communicate with friends, the way you use your cell phone. Because sometimes people thinking that they're using too much of their social media. So It doesn't matter what it is that you want to change. It could be spending more time with your kids. It could be working better at your workplace. Whatever it is, it's a change you want to create. And if you want to create it and life gets in the way, then all those changes that you want to do go out the window. If you were thinking about starting to work out and then you went on a ski vacation and you broke your leg, then all of a sudden I can't do it anymore because I had this challenge that I come across the way. So that brings us to that question of how come those things that happen constantly, because you will have problem in the house and your kids will get sick and you will get sick and you won't be able to do what you said you want to do. How you take those things and change them or deal with them so you will actually be able to have a consistent change in your lifestyle. And that's what this entire presentation, that's why I'm here to talk about today, about how to take those challenges, how to take your current lifestyle and to tweak it just a little bit. Not about a whole change in your life. Tweak it a little bit so it'll be a little bit more consistent with your goals, with the way you're going to live your life a little bit better. So the program is simple, extremely simple, and you already know it and you've probably been practicing with that program because it's something that all of us do on a day-to-day basis. It's simple, it's not easy, and you can do it alone. You don't have to have me in order to show you the way. And I did put an asterisk over there. You can do it on your own, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. And what is this program? If you look at that brochure, you'll see on the inside, take a look at it, you'll see on the inside a list. You have your path over there, and you have the roadmap to change, which is what, the why, the when, how, and who. Who are all those people who are going to support you along the way? So that's the roadmap to change. That's the program itself, and those are things that you do already here at work. You do it in your house, because we all act the same way. But if we are aware of it and we are planning ahead, then it can all fall into place. So let us begin directly with the what. So if you look again at that path, what is the first stage? It's what is it that you want to achieve? What is your goal? What's the change you want to look into? And if I want to give you an example of Kevin, a guy that I'm training with at the JCC. He came to me and he said, I want to lose weight. I'm like, sweet. Most of the people at the gym, they come to me and say, I want to lose weight. So we sat together and we started talking on the first consultation to really define what it is he wants to do. Not only lose weight. And he got along the way, he got and told me, change his goal. And he said, to get to a point where working out is part of my lifestyle and it's not a chore anymore. That made me happy. Because now I knew that it's something I can work with. It's not just, I want to lose weight. Because if losing weight, should you take off those 20 pounds? And then what? Go back to the place you've been to before, to the same habits. So within what we focused on, it's not about kicking his ass and changing the diet and dropping all those weight, all the pounds. With him, I focused on making a fun, enjoyable workout, something that he can do on his own, and he can do on his own time, and weave it into his lifestyle. And that's what we did. So now he's at a point where he runs in the morning and he goes to the gym and he's happy about it. It's a source of relaxation for him. It's a source of recharging himself. And as a side effect, he did start to lose weight. So he got that initial goal that he said, but now he kind of doesn't need me anymore because he's on his own pace and he's working out and it's part of his lifestyle. So now again, what I want you to do is to take a pen and a worksheet, and I want you to write. And please, if you already dedicated this time coming over here, not pushing on all the things that you have to do, so take this time. We have about 25 minutes to go, so take this time to be focused. And really look at that and write down what it is that you want to change. take those, I'll give you 45 seconds again. Let's go. And write it down, please. And you can borrow a pen from your neighbor. And try to be real with yourself. Something that you want to change and think, not necessarily around health. Could be about your kids, could be about your house. For me, for example, when I did that thing when about 3 weeks ago, my goal, my what, was to get 30 new coaching, not necessarily fitness clients, coaching clients, and that was my goal. So, write down, and I'm going to get to the next steps in a minute. So you have your what, and be specific. If it's to lose weight, then how much? If you're talking about traveling, where and how often? If it's about working out more or sleeping better, just be extremely specific. We got to know exactly what you want to do. And it leads us straight to the most important part of this thing. It's the why. I mentioned my goal was to get 30 new clients. Why I want to do it? I have 2 kids, and I'm a single dad, so I'm there with me all the time, and I'm their example. And for me, they've been the center of my life, and that's why I held back so far. But taking those new 30 clients, right now it's important for me because my why is to set an example for my kids, how you live your life purpose and how you support other people to change. So that is my why, and it's to fulfill my life purpose of really supporting other people. And it ties in with what Ann told me at the gym. On her consultation, she said, I was battling with losing weight, not consistent about working out. And I asked her, so why do you want to work out? She said, well, clearly, I want to be healthy. And I asked her, why do you want to be healthy? And she was surprised. She's like, because it's important, because it's important for me, it's the right thing to do. And I asked her again, why is it important for you? And she was kind of baffled, and she's like, yeah, that's starting to be annoying, but I'll go with you. And she thought about it, and she started to be emotional, and her answer was, because I want to be alive when my kids grow older. She touched her why. Knowing your why doesn't solve everything. You gotta remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Why you're getting away from your kids to work. Why you're waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning to work out. If you work out, you wake up at 6 a.m. just to lose weight. After about a month, it's too cold, I'm too tired, like a bunch of excuses. But if you wake up at 6 a.m. because you want to be alive with your kids, it's a different reason. It's a different why. So I want you again to please take 45 seconds. Write down your why. And when you think about it, throw your first answer, and then write again another. Why do I want to do that? So here you go. 45 seconds, guys. Please. Try to be truthful about that why. Got 20 seconds to go. If you have those seconds, say again, why? Why do I want to do that thing? And rest. That's the way it goes at the gym. When I count the seconds for them. And that's the shortest one, and that's clear. When you get a job over here, you get a project over here, do something, there is always a win. There is always a deadline. Nobody comes, tells you, all right, I have this awesome project for you, go ahead, do it, and walks away. Let's go ahead, do it, and I need it by. So right now, all you need to do is to put out a date. It's not next week. Next week, Thursday, 9 a.m. For me, when I set up to go get those new 30 clients of coaching, I set to myself a date. It was March 31st at noon. By then, that job needs to be done. That's how I have a framework. That's how I know if I'm on the right path, if I'm in the right cadence. So please, get 10 seconds for this one. Because that's quick. Put a date on it. Put an hour on it. Be specific. Time is up. So remember that aspect I put at the beginning saying, you can do it on your own, but you cannot do it alone. It's impossible to whatever change, big change you want to achieve, it's almost impossible to do it alone. And the person who will be with you doesn't have to be a person. It could be anybody, whether it's your spouse, a friend, a colleague, it could be a coach, and it could also be your dog. One of my clients set up to change his lifestyle and to be a little bit more friendly and create more friendships because he just moved into town and felt out of touch and not connected. And he had a dog. So he came up with the goal of, all right, I'm going to take my dog every day to the dog park. I'm going to make it, I'm going to talk with at least one person over there because there is this common ground. Because you're both there with your dogs and dogs are annoying and they're fighting and you can start the conversation. So the dog held that client accountable. When the dog was sitting with his head on the ground and his ears down and his tail tucked down, all sad and lonely, that was the accountability that that person had. It's like, all right, I got to take him out. For his sake. But for his sake, he was able to reach to his goals of creating those connections. So it's not just about health. So please, take the time and for 30 seconds, write down who is going to be your support team. And when you're thinking about that support team, it's not just throwing out a name. Yeah, my wife. Yeah, my husband. Yeah. It's not just throwing out a name. When you choose your support team, you want to go talk to them and say, Nicole, I want you to be my support team. And I need you. I decided I want to get 30 new coaching clients. And what I need from you is to help me set up a conversation with people. That's the support I need from you. I'm being specific. Because if I just tell her, hey, I need your help, Nicole.
Okay.
And then she doesn't know what kind of help. And not set out the ground rules of what is it that I need. And when I'm sitting with a client at the gym, and he tells me, well, I need the accountability. All right. I will text you the night before and right after we're done. So be specific with the support team that you're choosing to have. So you had your what, that goal. You had your why you want to do this thing. You had your when, because you got to have a time frame. And you had your who is going to support you with that. Who is going to be with you. And it leads you to the final stage, which is the how. Right now, when you're thinking about that goal, you know about 75% of the challenges you're going to deal with. You know already what's going to be down the road for the most part. If now a meteor is hitting Earth, that is unknown. I'll give it to you. That's okay, you don't know that. So I'm taking Craig, for example. And Craig's been working with me for about 2 months at the JCC. And Craig came up to me when he was in between jobs. He had a month off. And he was landing on a big job at the banking industry, being in charge of several states over here. And he knew his schedule was going to be hectic when he started to work again in a month. And he was a little bit overweight, and his lifestyle, he felt something was off. So he said, I want you to kick my ass. I want you to kick me back in shape. You have a month. So I told him, all right, you know that next month, you have a month now off, you can do whatever you want. Next month, schedule is going to change. Your lifestyle is going to change. So if you'll drop those 20 pounds, what will happen in a month? It's like, yeah, I don't know. So again, instead of focusing on getting back into shape, we focused on teaching him how to work out, creating 3 or 4 workout plans that work not for the challenges this month, that work for the challenges next month. He knew he's going to be traveling a whole lot. So, all right, let's build a program you can do at the gym, at the hotels, or do it at your hotel room. Let's face the challenges that you're going to face consistently afterwards, not right now. So you know already what are those challenges. And for him, it worked, because he now started his work and he has his routine. He knows exactly that he wants to work out in the morning because it's better for him. He knows on certain days it should be in the evenings. He knows those things. And he said one thing when I asked permission for him to use his example. He did ask me to say that he is the greatest living specimen of manliness I have ever met. So I said it. If you ever meet him. So you know you're 75%. Therefore, plan ahead right now. And I'll give you a minute for this one. And I'll give you an example. I said my goals is to get those 30 clients. And the challenges I know are going to happen, I'm going to have to deal with childcare. So I already planned. I talked with a couple of my friends. They will take care of the kids. I know that I might be sick. So I'm setting up other trainers to be able to support me. And I knew that I have self-doubt. That for me, one of my issues in life is that I'm doubting myself a lot along the way. So I informed my support team, which is my sister, my brother, and another good friend. I informed them that that's my challenges and that's where I need support. So I want you now to take those 60 seconds, write down 3 challenges that you know are you going to face along the way to get to that change you wanted, and a solution for each one of them. When you have time afterwards, write 3 solutions to each challenge. So go ahead, 1 minute. Where is it? Here's my timer. So find it out. And again, you're spending the time over here instead of on your computer working. Take advantage of it. Don't let it just fly. You have 10 seconds to go. So this muffin. All right. So you have your what? You have your why. You have your when. You have your who is going to support you. And you have your how you're going to deal with some of the challenges that you already know are coming. It's time to go again to that silent movie I talked about at the beginning of running throughout the day. And I want you to imagine and visualize what it will be like if you're already there. Whatever goal, for me, if I have those 30 new clients, I want to visualize that and see how am I feeling with it? Where am I? What is it doing to me to get to that goal? I don't know if you know what's slalom kayaking. It's a competition, it's an Olympic competition. You have to run through gates along a river with the rapids. And those athletes, you can see them standing at the side of the water looking at the gates because you have to go through those gates. And you see them standing like this, doing all sort of ridiculous movements. They're visualizing how they're going to go along those gates. If you see a rock climber going to go on a rock climbing wall, he's like trying, he's doing this, he's putting himself in weird positions. He's visualizing what he's going to do. And then when he gets to the wall and when they get on the water, it's already the second time doing that. They practiced. They know what they're going to do. So I want you to visualize in that silent movie how it's like. And then at the bottom, at the change, and that's always kind of awkward for people to write down because it's about feelings. Write down what you feel, what it means for you to have accomplished that goal. So please take the time. You have 20 seconds. I'm not going to hold you for too long on that awkward silence. So write down, how does it feel to get to that point? And that sums it up. So that's the program, as I said, extremely simple, not easy, and you don't have to have me with you, you just need to find your support team, because you cannot do it all on your own. And there are 3 ways that I think you can go about regarding this presentation and whatever you did right now. First one, you can say, that was interesting, he's a nice guy, but I'm not ready for change, I'm not ready to commit, I don't want to do this thing, I'm good where I'm at. And then you can just put it in the right folder and throw it away, which is okay. When you get ready for that change, you have the method of how to create that change. The other option is to say, wow, you know what, that was interesting. I feel like I got something out of it, but I want to explore it. And I want to work one-on-one with Eldad to see exactly where I can get to with it, which is also great, and I'm here for it, and I would love to support you on your way to get that change that you're looking for. And the third option, which is my favorite option, because I do believe that team workouts, those support groups, that's what takes you to the next level. You can say, well, that was interesting. I want to move forward and I want to do it with my team. And all of you could be each other's support team. So what does that program, that third option, consist of? What I'm aiming for, it's about 3 to 8 people working together. The goal of the team itself is to support each other to get to his own what? To his own goal. So we take those 3 to 8 people and we're going to do some competitions. We're going to do some challenges. And there's going to be accountability. Each and every one will hold each other accountable so you can move forward with your change in your lifestyle. And I really believe that that team, once we're done with this 2-month program, once we're done with this, that team can carry you forward as long as you put the effort to do that. Because I said, simple but not easy. And with that collaboration of working with me and working with your team, you're actually investing in yourself. You're putting the effort and the money and the time in yourself. Because you can get all those new gadgets and cars and phones and everything, but you want to invest in yourself. You want to be able to play with your kids. You want to be able to sit at the desk and not like, my back is killing me. You want to be able to move around freely. So it is time for you to invest in yourself. And it's a 2-month program. Usually what I do with my clients, it's a monthly program, and it's about $289 for a month. But in this 2 months, and I want it to be 2 months and not just a month, because we want to stretch it. We want to put a lot of information, a lot of sessions, a lot of one-on-one interaction, so you can actually get your goal. So you can actually get something sustainable that will last, and it's not just, all right, I lost 20 pounds. All right, I worked out for a month, and that's it. And I'm good to go. So this program, we're talking about a first session, one-on-one. I'm going to sit with you, and I'm going to walk through the program. I'm going to go through all the steps and really face those challenges, face the who, building the initial steps, and if needed, because if sometimes we're focused on, mostly focused on health, sending you to your doctor to take lab results to see the change. Taking measurements to see the change. Having a fitness test. How many push-ups? How many pull-ups? to see the change, because that's what about. It's about that difference, that change that you're going to go through within those 2 months. Other than that first session, we'll have one weekly coaching call, and that's the bulk of the program. Because that's one-on-one, that's holding you accountable, that's checking in with you. Did you do your homework? Did you move forward? Did you change? What other things need to be done in order to really create the change? And the last one, right over here, we'll do a team workout. We'll meet up over here, 5:30 p.m. in your right after work, and we'll work out. It is not going to be the repetitive workout. We're going to change it, tweak it, do 2 sessions, kind of the same, and then we switch it. I'm going to expose you to different kinds. Stretching, yoga, high intensity, interval training, Tabata protocol. There are a bunch of types of workouts we can do just to expose you, because it's not one size fits all. Something fits, something not. You don't know until you try it. That's what I tell my kids when I don't want to eat what I'm cooking for them. You don't know, and they never listen. So this program, for 2 months, all those sessions, those 16 sessions over here of working out, 8 sessions of coaching calls. The first one altogether, what I'm asking for is $389. That's it for the 2 months. And the change that you want to experience will not happen unless you take action, unless you decide to really invest in yourself and move forward in your lifestyle. So, the last thing I want to ask you to is to take action. Because if you don't take action, there will not be change. You can take this piece of paper and deposit it in recycle, because you got to recycle. You don't want to just throw it in the trash. Or you can take this and either with me or on your own, create that change. Because that's what I'm here about. That's what I came here to present. So guys, thank you very much for coming in. And I'm just curious, who here is already ready to commit to work out in teams right over here? Anybody here is ready to commit for that? Thank you. Sweet, so we have a team. My life purpose, part of my goals that I set up for myself is to support as many people as I can to change their lifestyle. And it's not just about fitness. Fitness is one of the tools in order to create change. And we're going to use it right over here. So guys, thank you all very much for coming today, making the time, and I'll be looking forward to work with you all.
Guys, I just want to take a moment and, so Eldad and I have been working together. He's been my personal trainer for the last 3 months. And I just wanted to talk about a little bit about, my journey. Last year, I had a very hectic schedule of traveling, and I was traveling a whole lot. And my relationship at home was chaotic with my kids. My kids were growing up very fast. I was missing them a lot. I was not seeing them a lot, and my relationship at home was at an all-time low. And exactly what Eldad mentioned, right? I went through that journey where I decided, okay, I want to introduce a change. I want to bring this change. I defined what the change was, and I decided this is what I want to do, and improve my lifestyle and improve the way I'm living. And one of the big steps was working out with my wife, and we both being each other's support system, so that we both encouraged each other whenever we missed something out. And in the whole process, we were spending more and more time together, just outside of home, outside of kids, outside of all that noise. We had an hour together 6 days a week. The way you think about it is, it's an investment we make in ourselves. We all We are all working professionals. We all get our paychecks, and the moment we get it, we spend it on devices, we spend it on luxuries that we want, or things that are absolute necessity for us. But this is an investment you need to make in your own body at some point, whether it is through this program, through Synchron, or without that, independently. But it's an investment we all need to make. We are all young, ambitious, we're very hardworking people. That's why we are all here. So if we want to continue at the passion and the pace that we want to keep at, you need to make this investment in yourself, right? You need to invest your time into your health and into your own growth. So this is very important for you. And I met with Eldad. I've spent a lot of time talking to him. I've heard his journey. I've heard his story, and I felt this would add value to us, and that's why I brought him into the office. And we didn't have a plan in the office build out. Brian and Nicole and I were speaking yesterday, and we didn't have the plan to put out a workout facility in the middle of the office. But we are making space for that so that a group of people can work out in the office. And the idea is the team that works out over there encourages others to join in at some point, encourages others to kick in. And I'll buy all the equipment. I'll whatever equipment is required for the team to work out, I'll buy all that. It's on me, right? I want people to come forward to make that investment and make that change in their life. Because I think it's very important for all of us to make that shift. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And I'm here for questions, for whatever it is that you are interested. And there is one more offer. If you want to take that advantage, to keep that piece of paper and give me a call, to schedule a call for about 15-20 minutes to really get one-on-one a better understanding of what it's all about and what is the next step. What is my role? I don't see myself anymore as a personal trainer. What is my role as a coach? Because sometimes it's kind of vague. We don't know what value I can bring. So if you want to take advantage of it, keep that paper. Let's schedule a call, of course free, and we'll just walk through for about 15-20 minutes. Walk through this and make it a little bit clearer. So again, even if you don't end up working with me, at least you have a clearer vision about one specific goal that you want to change. Just one note, there is a book that I highly recommend. It's called The Power of Habit by Charles Digg. He's talking over there about how habits are formed and what is the role of habits in our lifestyle. And he's touching on one very important thing. He says, there is a thing called a key habit. A key habit is something that has a ripple effect throughout your day or throughout your life. For a person, it could be, I want to quit smoking. So that habit of taking the smoking out of the equation sends off a ton of other positive changes about the interaction with other people, about personal hygiene, about everything along the day. So instead of smoking, he takes the time to reflect. You know, a great example is when you sit in your car and you're driving and it's a red light and you reach out to your phone and you look at that Facebook or something or whatever. Let go of the safety issue of it. If you drop that habit, if you say, all right, I'm doing it because I'm bored. That's the cue, right? I'm bored, so I want to check. So instead of saying, I want to check this, and I want to put my thought somewhere else, you say, all right, I'm not going to check. I'm bored. I will look at that tree for those 30 seconds I'm waiting, and I'm going to notice that tree or whatever it is. I'm going to look at the person next to me. I'm going to focus on the sign, on the wheel. Do something that you focus, that you're thinking on that thing. It's like meditation. And then you drop, and then you have that boredom cue, you change the behavior, and you get your reward, because that's all about habits. So if anything, I would highly recommend, I can write down for you later, The Power of Habit by Charles Digg. He has some really good insights about how you can change your life. All right, guys, thank you again very much. It was a pleasure and was a good experience for me to go and stand right in front of you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, real quick, there are breakfast items over here. Help yourself. If you would just make sure all of your trash makes it